Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. I'm Anna. For those of you who don't know, I'm a coach and therapist, and I design purpose-driven vacations to help people overcome grief, past traumas, fears, so that people like yourself and I can feel empowered for the future. So when it comes to people who are anxious, we all feel anxious at one point or the other. Emotions that aren't dealt with often resurfaces more and more often simply because it wasn't completely released yet. And that's why I believe vacations are the best way to help release emotions, feelings, thoughts, anything and everything that hasn't been fully processed yet. So when it comes to anxiety, if you don't have the time to really designate the time for a vacation yet, how I personally manage it is that because being anxious means your mind is simply busy. It it's busy looking for things to be busy with. So what you need to do is to give it something to be busy with and start playing with it instead of getting frustrated with it. Because the more frustrated you are at a child that is simply having too much energy to release, the more you get frustrated with them, the more frustrated they are, the more they have this need to release that tension. For I know, because I know anxiety well, I know it has this need to feel busy. So I would play this game with my mind where I would try to catch, I felt anxious again. I caught you. So what are you anxious about? So it's like an investigator, a detective game with yourself, with your anxious self. So you begin this negotiation process, this investigating process with anxiety. You get to understand yourself a little bit better. Like, I caught you anxiety. Why are you feeling anxious? Start looking for evidence for to feel anxious. And if you couldn't find any, that's when I will have this conversation. Well, which means my environment is currently safe and I've looked around, but I couldn't find anything that is of danger. So I created this worry in my head by myself. And that's amazing news because I created it, which means I can either remove it or recreate a better version of it, a version that is more advantageous to who I want to become, who I see myself as. So it empowers me to be the person I want instead of keeping me safe because I'm feeling anxious and therefore I allow it to paralyze me. Don't do that. Instead, let yourself be busy with this anxious feeling by playing a game with it, by having this tug of war, this back and forth conversation with your anxious self. That way, you would successfully redirect your attention to what is actually going to help you manage your anxiety better. In fact, as you get to know it better, then you will understand that we made this up, we make a lot of things up. And that's why we have this superpower if we direct our attention to the right things. And if we don't direct our attention to the right things, we can be extremely damaging to planet Earth and also ourselves. So, having said that, have fun understanding and catching. Play this catch game with your anxious self and begin really investigating where this feeling comes from and start validating, verifying if this feeling has a place at all. If it's just made up, then let it go or redefine it to something that is better for you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I'm Anna. If you could like and subscribe to this channel, I would greatly appreciate it. I will see you in my next video. Bye.